There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron. Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. Buitron Academy, 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.
Hello, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. We're on our 71st Monday for answering questions and giving our viewpoints on through the experiences that we've had in the life of being a saboteur and having a martial arts school. I'm going to go into some details of one of the questions that was asked. And this is for those that are in the instructors levels of Savate, that have their own clubs out there in Savate, and so on and so forth. And other martial artists can take in as this and on this as well. And the question is, what is the difference between a student and a client? You know, that's a very tough question. What is the difference between a student and a client? Well, number one, you have to divide personalities. You have to divide longevity of the person being in there. You have to see habits. You have to see traits. And then you have to analyze. You have clients, you have good clients, and you have bad clients. Okay. And then you have, you know, that it all changes in the dynamics in the martial arts, because it's a little bit different than a health club. And it's a lot different than a yoga class or another commercial type of entity, you know, like a storefront, you know, or let's say you're a real estate agent. You have certain clients that will make you a lot of commission and never buy another house again. They were too demanding. Then all of a sudden you have one client that makes you small commission, but he is always sending you referrals left and right. Understand the difference? But so martial arts changes dynamics. And Savate changes the dynamics within there as well. It's a specialized martial art. It's a martial art that is not that popular in the United States. In Europe, you see it a little bit different, but the schools in Europe, in comparison to the United States and in the Americas, they're different. How are they different? In Europe, a martial arts school is taught in a rec center setting. Okay. What do I mean by rec center setting? All Savate clubs that are right now open in France, they're not privately owned. Like my school is a privately owned school. I pay rent, I pay electricity, I pay everything. So I have to see what's going on there, and I have to pay salaries upon that. So what happens with a school that is out of a rec center? Well, the rec center gives you a percentage for that space that you're going to be in there. Sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes it's 70-30, sometimes it's 60-40. Depending on the popularity of your class, the popularity of the members that you have in there, and they basically set a perimeter price. And it's usually done by season. Because remember, Savate is a seasonal martial art. Savate.biz says it's a season. It starts in September and it ends in June. Okay? Then it rests for 2 months and it comes back again. It's not like other martial arts that are year-round. Okay? They kind of follow a collegiate year. Basically, that's what we can name it as. So it changes different. In the United States, schools are privately owned. So if you have to pay rent, it changes the dynamics. You have to end up getting clients. Later on, some of those clients will become students, and you have to know the difference. Okay. And right, that's what this question's about. What is the difference between a client and a student? Well, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to show a little bit of examples of people in there, and I'm going to show you some examples of bad clients. A bad client is somebody that is too demanding, takes up a lot of your time, um, usually coming in late, wants to leave early, within a classroom setting, wants to do their own whatever. They want to. Usually tend to come in without a uniform. Okay, and if you tell them to wear a uniform, they complain, or they'll make up an excuse, and that's a client. That's a bad client. Okay, those somebody that you have to really find out if you really want them inside your school or not. Why? Because if you have a very bad client, those clients will more than likely bring down the morale, bring down the energy, and can cost you other good clients and students. Understand how I divided good clients and students, because clients and students are two different entities. Now let's go for a good client. A good client pays on time. A good client might want to bring a T-shirt or not. Would follow most of the rules of the school. But when you ask them, let's do a demonstration, they're not going to be there. When you ask them, let's be a little late, or you're having an exam, they're more than likely going to give you some kind of trouble about what's going on with why they're doing it or why not, or so on and so forth. So the care about the school is lessened with the client. Okay, and that is a fact. And we have to separate youth and adults, because youth usually tend to fall on the client range. Within clients, you might get a couple of them that are interested in rank and go up to traditions. Okay. Then you have those clients that's all they care about is rank. They come to your school because your school is Savate, and they want to attain the highest rank possible, and they're not going to want to work for it. They just want to attain it. Okay. They might give you 2-3 months up front. They'll show up, and the first thing they'll ask is, "When am I testing?" They might not show. They might not show the energy. So when those clients come in there, regardless whether they want the rank, they're going to try to get the rank. It doesn't matter with who. Mail order, usually. Master Sony is probably the best bet. They're going to get a video DVD and watch it on a Sony DVD player, and all of a sudden send in their $5.99 to become an instructor. They don't care how they become that instructor. They don't care how they get that rank. Those clients are going to be there. So you have to understand that. And you have to understand, do you want to continue teaching them or you don't? Okay? Because remember, what you're trying to do is trying to build a school, trying to build a crew that's going to continue moving forward. Now, you have a client that comes in. He's struggling to pay dues because, dues pay your overhead, pay everybody else, keeps the school open. Sometimes they come in with an old raggedy shirt because they can't order a new one, but they're making sacrifices. But they love what you teach. They love the energy and the pedagogy of what's going on with somebody. Well, guess what? They'll pick up a broom when you finish class and they sweep the floor. Without you asking them, they'll throw the trash out. They'll make sure the bathrooms are clean without you even asking. Maybe they don't have the new gloves. Well, guess what? They've referred a dozen people to you, and maybe out of that a dozen people that came to you, 8 became clients. So it's somebody that's very positive for the school. Now, let me tell you this. Can a client become a student? Yeah, in time. In time. Now, I want you to separate an adult student and a teenage youngster and a small child. Most parents bring their children in because they're already in trouble. They're getting picked up in school. Okay, they're getting beat up. They're going to try to find somebody that's going to teach them how to defend themselves, something that they're lacking at home how to do. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to find the school. The instant you tell them they have to take a test, that child is gone. The instant they see their child get a little bit of a, how can I say, a little bit of a confidence, self-confidence type of moral, you see them walking different, you see their confidence changing in school, they'll remove them because they think they've had enough. Okay? Do they go to demonstrations? Do they go somewhere else? Very, very unlikely. But if you do get a parent that loves what you do, you'll have that parent in your school until that child finishes. That I guarantee you. Now, on another note, don't get me wrong. You treat everybody the same, whether he's a bad client, good client, or a student. You treat everybody the same. You teach them exactly the same way. You make rules that everybody follows. Don't make a hasty decision right away. Watch the patterns that go on. Okay? Sometimes you can have a bad client in your school for 2, 3 years, 4 years. Okay? Just don't expect the unexpected if you have a demonstration, if you have a competition, if you're going to a competition, if you're going out of town for a workshop, or you're bringing in to have a workshop in, do not expect their help because it's not going to be there. Remember, they're in it for themselves. They're not in it for the school, and they're not in it for you as per se. Okay? The instant you realize that they're not in there for you, but see those that are in it to build the school, those are the ones you cherish. Those are the ones that you put more water in. Understand? Now, it's hard to say that because in the martial art realm, you have to keep the doors open. And that's why a lot of schools tend to teach a lot more children. So they have a lot of clients. They have people that don't care when they got in rank searchers. They don't care when they got rank. A lot of those schools all of a sudden start prostituting the rank. You know, they all of a sudden, guess what? You know, give me $3,000. You're a black belt. Give me $1,500 and go to my seminar. You became a silver glove. It happens. It happens. So understand that happens. The selling of rank will happen. Okay? When that comes when you have somebody that does not have any morals or moral integrity. But those that do are going to try to teach it the best way possible and move it forward as well. Now, you also have to realize that in a school, you have different dynamics, especially in Savate. You will have competitors. Not everybody in the school is going to be a competitor. So you might have some clients that want to compete. You might have some students that want to compete. Okay, so you have to treat everybody the same. Usually when they become competitors of a school, they ended up becoming students. That's usually when you see a client flip over to become a student. And those that's just part of what the life expectancy of a Savate club is you have many that continue coming. Some of them could care less of what they're doing. They're just doing something for themselves. Those are your clients. And then those that really care for the school. The problem is try to get more students than you have clients. Understand? Because if you have clients, If the ratio of clients is at, say, 50-50, one day they leave, well, guess what? Your school might still go forward, but the overhead is not going to happen. It's going to go under. Understand? So unless you get the number of clients, okay, to the point that over 100% more clients or more students than clients, then you have a solidified school that's going to be around for a very long time. And believe me, I have students of mine that have been with me for 30 years now, some for 28 years, 25, 20, 15, 10. I understand life as well. I understand some of them want to have some schools going up there, and we'll help them out in whichever way. That's what the video is for, because it was a question from an instructor, not only from Savate, from another martial art, that asked me that, and that's what I'm answering. The difference between a client and a student. You know what? I wrote a book several years ago. It's Walk Like a Band Dog and Not a Shih Tzu. It talks about all this in that book. We will have it in print. It should be out soon. So if you guys want it, leave your name, email me at buitronacademy2012@gmail.com. Also, if you want to get a little bit more about Savate and learn a little bit more about Savate, go to Buy Me a Coffee at Buitron Academy. Join the crew, learn it. There's a lot of videos up there, especially for education-wise. A lot of them that you don't see openly in the public sector of YouTube, but they're great to teach you the beginnings. Now we're going to be doing a lot of intermediate combinations. We're going to be posting them up there as well, and then we're going to get some advanced ones as we proceed. So once more, much peace. You all stay safe. Remember, subscribe, share if you like it. Send me an email for any questions, buitronacademy2012@gmail.com. If you want to be part of the crew, join us at Buy Me a Coffee at Buitron Academy. Till next time, much peace and happy Thanksgiving.